So someone wrote a tweet and it says, Tiger Campbell probably hasn't washed his hair in 5 years. WTF is this? LMFAO. It's a video of his hair from the back. I'm not saying that being clean is a colonizer thing. That's not what I'm saying. But the obsession with trying to prove that you are clean, the obsession with saying that people are dirty when they look like you, the obsession with saying that hair that is 4C and growing in length is dirty. Unpack that.
Sometimes it don't make no sense. Does it really have to? There is nothing I can say.
Hi, welcome to Mayowa's world. Hi y'all, my name is Mayowa. I want this video to be as quick as possible because for those who don't know, I had my variety show called The Theme is Joy, and I had it in Berlin, Germany, and it was a sold out show. 200 plus people came.
1, 2, 3. The theme is joy!
And I'm actually on my come down because anytime after performances, the next couple days afterwards, you feel really you don't really want to talk so much. But there was something on my mind that I really wanted to speak about in pertaining to texturism. If you're new to my platform, I discuss things around texturism, featurism, colorism. And so texturism is the discrimination of kinky hair textures. And today I want to talk about a tweet that I saw. So someone wrote a tweet and it says, Tiger Campbell probably hasn't washed his hair in 5 years. WTF is this? LMFAO. It's a video of his hair from the back. So for those who don't know, the kind of texture he has is Freeform locks, which is the same texture that I have. I'd probably say he's had his locks for about 3 or 4 years. That's what it's looking like. If you see the back of somebody who has Freeform locks, it's gonna look like this. I will show y'all the back of my head. Right? You know, when I first read the tweet, I was like, oh, that's annoying. But what really got me was the fact that 43,000 people liked that tweet. In my mind, I was just like, wow, can you imagine that 43,000 people agree that this person has not washed his hair in 5 years, right? So I wrote back and I said, y'all sound like colonizers when you say shit like this. Because you do. And it really wanted me to talk about the history of cleanliness and how it's attached to locks, particularly freeform locks, and how it's directly linked to anti-Blackness. I don't know how else to say it. Because even when what I think is interesting is when people feel the need to have opinions. Like, you can really tell a lot about marginalized identities by who people feel the need to speak about unprovoked. I don't understand why this person, this guy who's a basketball player, who's literally doing his job and playing basketball, creates dialogue about his hair. Anytime people are just existing and suddenly it's a dialogue, it just shows the deep-seated hatred we have for people who look like that. And something that I've noticed is there's always a sentiment that I feel around having my hair texture where I feel like people think I'm dirty because of the kind of hair that I have. And I think maybe I subconsciously do things to prove that I am not dirty and just little internalized things that you don't really realize until I saw that tweet and saw how many people actually think that freeform locks are completely dirty and that we don't have the ability to wash our hair. And there's actually a history within Blackness of how the concept of how we view cleanliness and the constant need to prove it and question it within ourselves is linked to whiteness. Because something that I found really interesting is when you look at old advertisements of skin bleaching products, they would always say remove the blackness from your skin. And when I lived in Germany and I would listen to a lot of Black German experiences, people would say oh, why can't you guys scrub the blackness off? Some people thought that the blackness was literally a dirt, right? So the idea of your skin or your complexion, especially the darker you are, being associated with dirt, and then also the hair on our hair being dirty. And just so many things that we do in our culture to prove that we're clean. A lot of it is willful ignorance, because if you want to watch somebody who has freeform locks wash their hair, there's so many videos. A lot of people can soak their hair. They do apple cider vinegar rinse. It's probably more of a carefulness when you have freeform locks about your hair because of the stereotypes and the stigma. Nobody who has freeform locks is unaware that a lot of people do not agree and think that you're literally dirty because of it. And I want to also add the intersection of misogyny, because as somebody who's presenting in this world as a woman, I feel like there's a double expectation that women are supposed to have more cleanly, be more clean or whatever. And, people expect women to be more clean. And so when you have freeform locks, that is like associated with like masculinity, right? Because aspects of being dirty or not clean is associated with men. You can only imagine like the double stigma that happens on the people who aren't men. So, it's like, it's acceptable to hate freeform locks. Like it's acceptable to question how we care for ourselves. And people keep bringing up the concept of grooming, like, oh, if you just groom yourself, if you just take care of yourself, it wouldn't look like that. So, but I don't understand is how is it that when my hair grows the way it grows, this is literally how my hair grows, I never manipulated it. Why is that not seen as grooming? But here we are now, like loving to use it and weaponize it against each other. And certain people just really catch stray bullets because why is it that we just are existing, having nappy hair, and we're being called dirty, and like there's a debate, it's a debatable thing on if we're clean or not. If someone showed a picture of somebody with natural hair and just said, oh, this person's dirty, more people would stand up and say, no, natural hair isn't dirty. Why isn't the same afforded for freeform locks? Why is it suddenly a discussion on, and I'm seeing people with locks say, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that, baby, you're not that far from me. You are not that far from me. A lot of people, and then I'm seeing palm colored people in the comments laughing at the guy who wrote that saying, yeah, it does look like he hasn't cleaned his hair in years. You don't see how you're aligning with white supremacy, with anti-blackness? And when I say, oh, this is anti-black, y'all gonna say, not everything's anti-black, not everything's anti-black. A lot of it is. I don't know how else to explain it. If you find joy in making fun of how a black person's hair naturally grows, yeah, it's anti-black. It really is. And I just find it a gag because I was just in Switzerland. I used the toilet. I didn't see nobody else wash their hands after they used the toilet. I was one of the few people that wash my hands after using the toilet. I'm not saying everybody in Switzerland, but if you get what I'm trying to say, you get what I'm trying to say. How long ago was it that people would just find out you're supposed to wash your legs? I literally went to a stand-up show where a girl was saying that she didn't know she was supposed to wash her legs until 3 years ago. But you're worried about my hair? What's the obsession with worrying about if I'm clean or not? What does that actually do for you? And for people who have freeform locks that feel that subconscious, pressure to prove that we're clean all the time or that we take care of ourselves, it's really rooted in anti-blackness and it's very historic. It's like, and it's funny because I feel like people only think things are clean if you can run your fingers through it and you can see every single strand. But black 4C hair is clump forming. Even if you don't have freeform locks, it's clump forming. And you know that and I know that. So if your hair is clump forming, you're not able to see every strand unless you put a lot of products in it. Products can cause buildup. You don't see me asking you how much buildup do you have in your scalp? How healthy is your scalp? But y'all are so obsessed with our scalp. It's like, I don't know, it just like really makes me mad because why can't we just be? Why is this is what when I say that black hair is politicized. He's playing basketball, y'all is having a whole theory on his whole head. I'm existing, y'all are having a theory on if my hair is clean or not. Like more people need to be quick to respond and say, no, this is anti-black, like, make fun of them for hating themselves. Bring back shame. Shame you. Why was you so confident to say this? Bring back shame. God. And the reason you find it gross and you find it dirty is because you've allowed someone, ask yourself who you've allowed to get into your head and make you feel like kinky hair without doing anything to it is dirty. I don't see y'all going up to palm colored people with straight hair, questioning their ability to clean themselves and their hair. I don't see that. But my hair is suddenly what you want to unpack, knowing damn well y'all probably have an ancestor who had hair just like me. When you stab me, you stab yourself. That's like the real truth. When I talk about the double-edged sword of anti-blackness, this is really what I mean. You're hating me. Like the person who's hating me has kinky hair that looks like it could actually freeform. So you're stabbing me to stab yourself. You don't see it because you're too busy speaking like a colonizer to realize that you're stabbing yourself in the same breath. Because when you have a little new growth, when your lineup isn't tamed, suddenly you get anxiety. I need to get a haircut. I need to get a haircut. I need to get a haircut. Wearing caps all the time because you want people to know what your real hair texture looks like. You only comfortable when your hair is shaved down. You don't want people to know what it really looks like. Me, I'm okay all through. And I've been through the process of learning to love my blackness. I can't say the same for y'all. Not y'all. I mean, okay, listen. The people who watch my channel, I feel like you're all on the same page as me. But the people who don't, people who want to have a debate on if this is clean or not, I'm talking about you. Unpack that, for real. Really unpack that. So let me know what y'all think, like, about this, about how, like, cleanliness is just really linked to, like, anti-blackness. I'm not saying that being clean is a colonizer thing. That's not what I'm saying. But the obsession with trying to prove that you are clean, the obsession with saying that people are dirty when they look like you, the obsession with saying that hair that is 4C and growing in length is dirty. Unpack that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.